Welcome to Cellix's video channel. This video will guide you through the setup and demonstration of Cellix's 4U pump for droplet generation of water and oil droplets. First, we must set everything up. To do this, connect the power leads to the 4U pump and to the compressor. Connect the compressor to the 4U pump via the red pneumatic tubing. Connect the 4U pump to the 15 ml sample reservoir via the blue pneumatic tubings. Pipette 1 ml of drop gen oil into a 15 ml sample tube and label this sample tube as the oil phase. Then place the oil sample into the sample reservoir holder. Similarly, pipette the aqueous phase into a 15 ml sample tube and label it. In this example, we label it as H2O. To connect the oil sample to the microfluidic chip, first connect the blue PEEK tubing to the oil sample tube. Connect the 80 microliter flow sensor to the 4U pump channel 1. Then connect the tubing from the oil sample tube to the input of the 80 microliter flow sensor. Finally, connect the blue PEEK tubing to the outlet of the 80 microliter flow sensor. To connect the aqueous phase, H2O in this setup, to the microfluidic chip, first connect the blue tubing to the H2O sample tube. Connect the 7 microliter flow sensor to the 4U pump channel 2. Then connect the tubing from the H2O sample tube to the input of the 7 microliter flow sensor. Finally, connect the red PEEK tubing to the outlet of the 7 microliter flow sensor. Now place the drop chip into the drop chip frame. Place the top of the frame over the chip, but do not clamp the thumb screws yet. The drop chip has 1 flow splitter and 3 droplet generators. There are 2 different designs of the droplet generator. In this demonstration, we are using the flow splitter and the first droplet generator on the drop chip. The droplet generator has been pre-coated with Cellix's DropGen pre-coat solution to ensure hydrophobicity for the creation of uniform, stable water and oil droplets. SmartFlow is the software which controls the 4U pump. Before starting the flow rate of the oil phase, first input the settings of the 80 microliter flow sensor connected to the oil sample. To connect the oil phase to the flow splitter on the drop chip, first start the flow rate of the oil phase, channel 1 of the 4U pump, at 50 microliters per minute. This primes the blue PEEK tubing from the oil sample tube. Once you see the droplets emerging at the output of the blue tubing from the 80 microliter flow sensor, connect to the input of the flow splitter on the drop chip. Do not clamp the thumb screws in place yet. Now connect the 2 short blue PEEK tubings from the output of the flow splitter. Once you see droplets emerging at the outputs of the 2 short blue PEEK tubings, connect to the input of the droplet generator on the drop chip as shown. The oil is now flowing and priming the droplet generator. Before starting the flow rate of the aqueous phase, first input the settings of the 7 microliter flow sensor connected to the H2O sample. To connect the aqueous phase H2O in this setup to the droplet generator on the drop chip, First, start the flow rate of the aqueous phase, channel 2 of the 4U pump at 5 microliters per minute. This primes the red peak tubing from the aqueous H2O sample tube. Once you see the droplets emerging at the output of the red tubing from the 7 microliter flow sensor, connect to the input of the droplet generator on the drop chip. Now the thumb screws may be turned, clamping the top frame in place. The drop chip frame contains O-rings at the input and output ports. The action of turning the thumb screws compresses the O-rings, ensuring a tight seal during the experiment. Finally, to collect the droplets, place the Eppendorf in the Eppendorf holder on the microscope stage. Connect the Tygon tubing via a stainless steel pin to the output of the droplet generator and place in the Eppendorf. And that's it. You've just completed your first droplet generation assay with Cellix's 4U pump and drop chip. If you'd like to learn more about our microfluidic solutions, then check out the other videos on our channel or get in contact with us now.